So, should Christians keep the Sabbath day? Well, the Sabbath has been a point of discussion for so many years. It goes back to creation and is rooted in creation itself. God created everything that exists in 6 literal days, and then on the 7th day he rested. He rested not because he was tired, but he rested because he was finished, and set up that pattern of the last day of the week. It is to be a Sabbath, to the point where in Exodus 20, when God gave the 10 Commandments, it says in verse 11, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy." So throughout Israel's history and Jewish history, the Sabbath day has been a very important day, and that is the last day of the week. So that would be our Saturday, is the Sabbath day. And what has happened is Jesus, when he was resurrected on a Sunday, the first day of the week. So now we as Christians, we don't gather on the Sabbath. We gather on the Lord's Day. We gather on the first day of the week to each and every week commemorate and recognize that Jesus has risen and is risen. And so in a lot of ways, we celebrate Easter each and every week when we gather. We celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But over time, we've kind of combined the Sabbath and the Lord's Day, and we've taken principles from the Sabbath and placed them on the Lord's Day. So, for example, a lot of people take Sunday as a day of rest. You can't even get a Chick-fil-A sandwich on a Sunday because they're closed. A lot of people won't work on a Sunday, and I think that's a good thing. That's a good practice. But are we required to do that? Well, let me read a scripture out of Colossians chapter 2, verse 16. It says, "Therefore let no one pass judgment on you in questions of food and drink, or with regard to a festival or a new moon or a Sabbath." And listen to what it says next, though. "These are a shadow of the things to come, but the substance belongs to Christ." So here's what we need to understand. Our Sabbath is not a day. Our Sabbath is a person, Jesus Christ. We come to him for rest, and in him we find rest. Our rest isn't found in a day, though it's a good practice to at least one day a week rest. Our Sabbath, our rest is in Jesus Christ. If you think about when he was crucified on Friday. He was put in the borrowed tomb, and then on Sunday he rose again. Well, what was he doing on that Sabbath day? Well, he was resting. He was fulfilling the Sabbath for us. He is our Sabbath rest. And then now when you trust in Jesus, you rest from all your works, all your efforts, and find rest in him. So yes, it's a good practice to take a day of the week and rest, but don't look at the shadow, look at the substance. And the substance is Christ. He is our rest, and he will give you rest if you trust in him.